Hello, this is Dr. Don from Above and Beyond Christian Counseling. You need deliverance and you know it. You cannot find help locally and are desperate at the end of your rope. Do you need to jump on a plane and go see somebody? I want to present another option for you to consider. Until recently, deliverance ministry in the churches changed, quite frankly, very little since the times of Christ. You would find a person who believed in casting out spirits, and you would ask for individual help. Itinerant evangelists, ministers would pass through town and initiate altar calls for afflicted souls to come forward for prayer. That was another option. Now, ministries have sprung up with varied approaches to moving in the commandment Jesus laid out in Mark 16:17, which was that driving out demons was one of the signs to follow his believers. The so-called at the altar style still prevails, and many practitioners relish the circus sideshow element, which draws attention as demons manifest. The ministry of deliverance gathers credibility when the crowd sees demons being cast out in dramatic fashion with screams, shouts, and general mayhem. Others use more peaceful and laid-back approaches, relying on teaching and oftentimes preparation before the actual session. The mechanics of deliverance ministry will vary. They can include prayer, declaration, or laying on of hands and calling out demons. Now, at Above and Beyond, we tend to support and practice this latter approach and use a 5-step process that takes place in a quiet and gentle environment. While the methods may vary, the fundamental question is obvious. What's the fruit of the ministry? Are people being helped? Now, some deliverance centers will use the telephone with varying success, but the best environment, and I think people understand that, is face-to-face. And this presents a problem when you cannot find help where you live. Technological advancements offer new and exciting options to help people in all walks of life. Medical doctors conduct virtual appointments with patients, and it's easy to secure help over the internet using webcam and web conferencing services. Now, Christian counseling is catching up with other service industries in this regard, and I've seen that deliverance ministry is tagging along behind also. You can almost feel like you're in the same room as the counselor, even though you may be thousands or tens of thousands of miles away. Be encouraged. You do not have to wait any longer. Now, if you search for Skype deliverance, for example, you will find our ministry Above and Beyond near the top of a list of like-minded ministries. We've employed it successfully for years, and I can assure you that you will be able to get good results if you combine wisdom with a step of faith. I want to outline 6 steps to prepare you for online or internet deliverance ministry. First of all, do your due diligence on the skill and expertise of the ministry, just as you would if you were looking for help locally. You're entrusting your emotional and spiritual help to someone, so you really do want to be careful. As part of that, number 2, check out their website for staff experience and client testimonials. That's important. What kind of success have they had? Once you've contacted the ministry, find out what technology they use. Some will use Skype or one or more of web conferencing applications, including GoToMeeting, Join.me, ClickMeeting, or others. They should have options for Windows, Apple, or Android operating systems for whatever device you are using. Number 4, see if they are on YouTube, Facebook, or other social platforms, and prayerfully consider what is there. Now, if they're not on those, it's not necessarily a negative, but you will gather more data upon which to make a decision. 5th, you need to have a high-speed internet connection for most of these services because you're going to be using the video component, which takes up a lot of bandwidth. So you'll need a fast device of some kind. I typically recommend a tablet, a laptop, or desktop computer rather than a phone, but even though the phone in many instances will use well, and of course will work well, and of course you'll need a webcam that's either integrated or that you can be purchased separately. Now, a lot of these technology is such that webcams are available for $10 or less at various service outlets. Number 6, have someone else available during the deliverance ministry session. We believe it's important, safeguard that somebody else be with you or at least nearby, and if you like, very close by and reachable by cell phone in case they need to intervene. It's wisdom and provides security for you and the minister on the other end of the computer. And I suspect that most reputable counseling and deliverance ministries are going to want that same sort of safeguards for you and them as well. I started ministering deliverance in 1998 and have been face-to-face with thousands of people in one-on-one sessions and many, many more in our Release to Soar group deliverance seminars. We conducted a handful of meetings over the phone, but I just find that format not to be as successful because that visual element is missing. So if people are doing it over the phone, you can explore that, but because it's such an intimate time, really, the face-to-face or what passes for face-to-face element is really important. It should be good quality. It's important for me personally when I minister to see a person's face because their eye expressions, eye movements, twitching, other manifestations just provide very strong clues for me about whether or not the demons are leaving as they should. And if they're not, we can stop and really try to figure out what's going on. Webcam and internet technology provide a close representation of face-to-face encounters, which is why I'm a fan and why we use it extensively. People from all over the world seek us out, and we're blessed to be able to help them because of the tools that are available today. You do not have to wait. We are also committed to training other counselors and ministers on how to drive out demons using our 5-step model. But I know very clearly and with great confidence that we will also be ministering over the internet for years to come, Lord willing. We want to see people ministered to locally, that's our desire, but quite frankly, the technology is such that many people in other countries and rural areas are going to have help over the internet. I've done enough research to know that our capabilities in this area will increase substantially. You've probably seen the virtual reality goggles that are starting to appear. In fact, Skype offers what they call a HoloLens capability as an add-on feature. HoloLens is essentially a holographic computer built into a headset that lets you see, hear, and interact with holograms within an environment, such as a living room or an office space. Let me talk about holograms for a minute. Technology companies are investing billions of dollars in research. Holography, or the use of holograms, is a photographic technique that records the light scattered from an object and then presents it in a way that makes it appear as though it is three-dimensional. The realism of these type of long-distance encounters will only increase in reality and how they appear to people. And I believe it will enhance the effectiveness because of the perceived intimacy that's going to be there. The closer we can approximate these encounters to face in the flesh meetings, the more comfortable you, the client, will be. Are you ready to make the leap? Geography no longer constrains your access to Christian counseling and deliverance ministry expertise. Do not despair if you're not a computer geek. The equipment is not costly, and most of the tools are very easy to set up and what we call quite user-friendly. You really don't have to be that knowledgeable. So I want to encourage you, in conclusion, don't delay. A new beginning awaits you if you'll just open the door and take that step of faith. God bless you.